There is a growing consensus that a large and rapid shift away from fossil fuel-based energy is required to minimize the risks that climate change poses to the planet. To avoid some of the widespread and extreme change that is being predicted, countries and industries must consider various lower emission energy sources. For this reason, along with the volatility of fuel prices and associated transportation risks, mining operations have started to explore alternative renewable energy sources to substitute conventional fossil fuel sources such as diesel. It is estimated that the mining industry consumes approximately 6.2% of the global energy budget. With that said, the amount of energy that the mining industry consumes is expected to increase in subsequent years as ore body grades fall and access to mines becomes harder. As higher grade ore bodies are exploited, remaining lower grade ore bodies will require more energy to process. In Canada, mining is an important industry that accounted for roughly a quarter of the exports in 2017, including energy products and minerals. Despite only contributing a quarter of total exports, mining and mineral refining make up over 42% of the total energy use and 50% of CO2 emissions across all industries in Canada. Mining companies are beginning to cut their dependence on fossil fuels to reduce costs and emissions. For example, the Canadian company Goldcorp has embraced the transition to low-emission operations by introducing the first all-electric production fleet for an underground mine. Beyond reducing harmful carbon emissions from trucks, the mine is expected to require 50% less ventilation and thus significantly reducing the energy required to operate. By incorporating electric machines and clean alternatives such as biomass for heating, the mine estimates that 30 million liters of diesel fuel, 1 million liters of propane, and 30,000 megawatts could be saved per year. This would reduce 50% of the emissions, equating to 70 tons of CO2 per year. The main trade-offs to using electric vehicles is a higher upfront capital costs and the added charging times during the shifts. But despite the higher upfront capital costs, with lower ventilation costs, the prevention of environmental taxations and benefits to health and environmental conditions, this new approach to the mining practice is sensible and positive for the future of mining. Another example of progress in sustainable energy in mining is the Diavik Diamond Mine, which is located in the Northwest Territories of Canada, approximately 300 kilometers northeast of Yellowknife. Being situated on an island in a remote subarctic lake, access to the site by land is only possible for 8 to 10 weeks a year, which makes transportations of goods expensive. To reduce the dependence on transported fuel, a 9.2 megawatt wind farm was conceived, which is the first large-scale wind farm in the Northwest Territories. This facility features 4 wind turbines that, in conjunction with pre-existing diesel generators, form a hybrid system that is estimated to be saving the mine $5 to $6 million annually. The supplement of wind energy has reduced the mine's dependence on diesel by 10%, or about 5 million liters a year, and had to reduce the carbon emissions by 12 tons over its lifetime. The Raglan nickel-copper mine in northern Quebec is another example of a mining operation that has integrated renewable energy into its energy plan. The system consists of a 3 megawatt wind turbine complemented by a flywheel, batteries, and a hydrogen storage loop. With the implementation of these storage techniques, wind penetration levels increased from 35 to 55%, and overall is expected to save more than $40 million in costs over its 20-year life. The benefits of renewables go beyond emission reductions and cost savings. Mining companies must demonstrate social responsibility to communities in order to be granted a social license to operate, which is essential in democratic jurisdictions. As negotiations take place between companies and communities, stating that a mining's operations energy is based on renewables can help persuade remote communities beyond what is usually offered, such as job opportunities and economic boosts. As most energy infrastructure is fixed and will surpass its payback period, these renewable energy systems can be granted to local communities to supply their energy needs after the end of the mine life. The Diavik Diamond Mine, for example, will likely donate their wind turbine farm to the local communities once their operations have terminated. Although there's still a long way to go before reaching fully clean energy generation, mining companies and operations in Canada have made some strides to becoming sustainable and more environmentally friendly. With the current technology and costs of renewables, other mining operations should look to supplement their traditional energy generation with renewable energy sources. As prices for renewables drop and storage technology advances, mining operations can aim to be self-sufficient and nearly emission-free.